Alright guys, Joe Benny here again on his YouTube channel, Joe Benny. And today I have another stimulus check update. So maybe there's some good news with this. So let's get to it. Alright guys, welcome to my channel, Joe Benny. And we're going to talk about a new stimulus check update. And before I get into it, if you guys could like, subscribe, share, and comment, let that algorithm work for me on YouTube. And I want to thank all you guys for your support. And I really hope you enjoy these videos. And I love making them. And let's get to my screen and let's talk about a possibility of some stimulus money. All right, I'm going to go to my screen right now. Okay, guys, so here I am on my screen. And the first thing you'll see is the Problem Solvers Caucus. What is that? Well, this might be the reason why we get some stimulus, at least the second round of stimulus. So let's get into it. Okay, about the caucus. All right. The Problem Solvers Caucus became an independent, member-driven group in Congress comprised of representatives from across the country, equally divided between Democrats and Republicans, committed to finding common ground on many of the key issues facing the nation. Co-chaired by Representative Josh Gottheimer and Representative Tom Reed, the caucus's aim is to create a durable bloc that champions ideas that appeal to a broad spectrum of the American people. It is a group united in the idea that there are common sense solutions to many of the country's toughest challenges. Only when we work together as Americans can we successfully break through the gridlock of today's politics. Okay, so this group of independent-minded, both Democrats and Republicans in the House, they have put a proposal that is at around a $1.5 trillion proposal for new stimulus, which includes testing, healthcare, support for individuals and family, $1,200 stimulus checks, which everybody's waiting for, unemployment assistance, small business stuff for small business loans, PPE, EIDL, state and local aid, which is something the Republicans in the Senate really didn't want, and there's going to be some election aid, among other things. So they put this proposal out there just today or yesterday, and this could be a game changer for the House and the Senate to get together with the president to decide and push or pass a new round of stimulus. So let's look at the Chicago Tribune here, right? Nancy Pelosi. She says, second stimulus check update. Speaker Nancy Pelosi says House to stay in session until lawmakers deliver a COVID-19 rescue package. So now she wants to stay in session till they get this done, right? She's probably being pressured. And I think I alluded to that in my last video, that they want to get this done because I don't think it's going to look good for the Democrats if they don't, especially with the election coming up. So Pelosi was saying here that the House will remain in session until lawmakers deliver another round. We are committed to staying here until we have an agreement that meets the needs of the American people. And if you read the article more, it says here, Pelosi's comments came as moderate Democrats many from areas won by President Donald Trump 4 years ago, signed on to the $1.5 trillion rescue package endorsed by the Problem Solvers Caucus, a group of about 50 lawmakers who seek common solutions to issues. So, right there tells you something right there, that some of these Congress men and women were from the areas that Donald Trump won in 2016. So this is really going to get interesting. I mean, the stimulus is going to be interesting, and I mean the election's going to be interesting. So now I think this is gonna get through, and I hope it does. But let's see what Mitch says. So Mitch, as you know, is the leader of the Senate Republicans, and House Democrats revolt for Pelosi's failed leadership on COVID relief. More and more House Democrats are expressing their frustration with Speaker Pelosi's failure to compromise on COVID-19 relief, with some even introducing their own legislation, which again is the Problem Solvers Caucus. And this is right from Mitch McConnell's page itself. All right, so I think what's going to happen here is that this thing is going to get passed. So let's see what is in this bill, a short amount of what's in this bill. All right, so here we go. Testing and healthcare, $100 billion. $25 billion for testing and contact tracing. $30 billion for healthcare provider support, telehealth expansion, and $45 billion for Medicare loan forgiveness. Direct assistance to individuals and families, $316 billion. $28 billion for a $1,200 direct stimulus check, plus $5,000 per child. Wow. Then you have $25 billion for rental assistance, stabilization, eviction, moratoriums through January 2021. $1 billion for 15% WIC plus up through March 2021, and $10 billion for SNAP. So these are like the food stamp programs. And then there's also student loan forbearance through this year, 2020, which I still think is an effect anyway from the CARES Act. Also in this bill is going to be unemployment assistance of $120 billion, $450 per week for an 8-week transition period, up to $600 per week, and up to 100% of previous wage. So that I guess they'll dive deeper into that when if they pass it. Small and business and nonprofit support were $290 billion. $240 billion for PPP, $145 billion of it reappointed from the remaining PPP, and $95 billion additional. School and child care, so teachers and education, $15 billion for child care providers, $100 billion for K-12 schools to be used for virtual, hybrid, and or in-person learning, and $30 billion for higher education institutions. Right? So that you're going to help the teachers out too, and you're going to help education. In addition to this one is the one I'm very curious about. State and local aid of $500 billion. $130 billion from the previous CARES Act for flexible use on documented past state and local COVID expenses. $130 billion additional for documented future state and local COVID expenses through 2021. $120.3 billion additional for local general revenue shortfalls through 2021. $250 billion additional for state general revenue shortfalls through 2021. Tribal and territorial government allocations. So this is going to be interesting because I know the Republicans, at least in the Senate, don't want this. Election support for elections. So why I think this is also going to pass is because election support. I mean, I think it's got to pass at least, a month before the election. I mean, I'm thinking. I mean, why would they even put this in unless they're saying for next year or next November? I don't know. That just doesn't make sense to me. So this is an interesting portion too that I'm going to be taking a look at. And then there's broadband agriculture, the U.S. Postal Service, and census. So this is good. So now the Post Service gets helped in addition to what they already got. 12 billion for broadband hotspots in underserved areas, 25 billion for agriculture and aquaculture, and 15 billion for the United States Postal Service. And then there's also worker and liability protections. I'm sure they'll expand on more of that when or if this bill gets passed. Automatic boosters and reducers. So these automatic boosters and reducers are sort of like if the economy gets better, they're going to reduce some of the stimulus. So that's another interesting thing that we're going to take a look at. And if the economy gets worse, or if the COVID gets worse, they're going to increase or they booster up the stimulus. So that's going to be another interesting fact that we're going to be taking a look at. And that's it. Basically, it says the problem-solving caucus is a bipartisan caucus made up of 25 Democrats and 25 Republicans. Over 75% of the caucus approved of the framework. Very important here. All right, guys, I'm gonna summarize this back on my camera. So let me get off of my screen. Okay, guys, so there you have it. So, what's my opinion of the chance of a second stimulus happening? Well, I got to tell you, I think it's going to happen. Maybe not exactly as the Problem Solvers Caucus wants it to be, but I think you're finally going to see in the next 2 weeks something happening in Congress and with the president and with the Senate. I think the Democrats have to do this because if they don't, I don't know if it's, I think the election gets affected. I mean, I don't know. With the election, I don't know. Maybe I'll do a video here on this channel about the election. On my other channel, though, access not denied, on my other YouTube channel, I do some polling stuff for the president and versus Biden, Trump versus Biden. But here, I think that this stimulus might pass, and if there's an update, maybe I'll do another video next week on this, and hopefully we get a stimulus, a stimulus package. All right, guys, that's about it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Obviously, if you did, please like it, subscribe, comment, and share. Sharing is caring, and let that algorithm work for me. And I'll see you guys again. And I'm going to say goodbye. Goodbye.